Welcome back to Worst Engines or Not. Today we're going to talk about the Subaru 2.5 liter turbo, the EJ255 engine. It's a member of the EJ engine family, which is a massive family of engines. So if you want to hear about a different one in this family, just let me know in the comments. I just thought it was too much information to cover them all in one video. So this specific engine was utilized from 2004 all the way up until 2016. It is still being utilized in other countries today. And I think that we can all agree Subaru has definitely developed a reputation for being a very safe and very reliable car manufacturing company. And this engine specifically is very popular among car enthusiasts. It responds very well to modifications and turbos and performance upgrades, which leads me into the first thing I want to talk about, which is the turbos. So turbos are a wear item, meaning they aren't necessarily meant to last you the entire life of your engine. Now, this engine specifically has very small oil filters. So when those oil filters clog, it is going to cause unfiltered oil to bypass the filter. Now, your turbo is going to receive oil through what is called a banjo bolt. When that unfiltered oil begins to bypass the oil filter and does eventually deposit itself onto this banjo bolt, it is going to affect the amount of oil that goes into your turbo, which we all know isn't good. The good news is that there are larger oil filters that are made for this vehicle, and the other option is just to clean off that bolt to avoid this happening. Next up, we've got piston and ringland issues. So ringlands are the areas in between each piston ring. I'll pop up a diagram here. On this engine in particular, this area is prone to cracking. So this can cause oil blowby, which we know will lead to smoking and oil consumption. But more importantly, this can actually cause your piston to crack apart. So we know that's going to ruin compression. We know it's going to start to destroy your cylinder walls. It is something that is typically going to be cause for a new engine or a very expensive fix. Next up, we have rod bearing failure. So your rod bearings are what connects your connecting rod to your crank. And if you have oil flow issues of any kind, this is going to be the first thing that is going to go out. Poor maintenance or too long of oil change intervals, or even adding power or boost of any type, can cause oil flow issues. And this is a very serious problem. You're likely going to experience a rod knock. Your engine could potentially seize. And if you let it go too far, you might even have a rod throw a hole in your block. Almost all of the problems with this engine are more prevalent on engines that have been modified in some type of way. There are also other smaller issues and more common issues that you'll see, like valve gasket leaks or oil leaks of any type, cooling issues, etc. All in all, we've got a decent engine, especially if you're looking to modify it in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that would deter me from this engine is the fact that the common problems are either going to be catastrophic or really expensive to fix. If you've got any experience with this engine, I would love to hear about it in the comments.